behind me you see our rental car, and I wanted to do maybe just a short video on my experience driving here in Malta. When we arrived here, when we first got the idea to book a car, the majority of the people we spoke to said that the Maltese people are not the best drivers, and I just wanted to show you with a little common sense and paying attention, that is not the case. I've not had any negative experiences. I've seen a few people make dumb driving choices that you would see anywhere in the world, and I don't think that the people of this island, or these islands I should say, are in any way bad drivers. So this road we just came in on actually here is a perfect example of what you'll experience in Malta, which is there's not a lot of roads, I'll say, right? You only have so many options to get to so many different points, and a lot of those roads at some point become very skinny, only for one car to be able to fit through. I'll show you as we're leaving out of here that this one is certainly an example, and give you an idea of what you need to do in those particular circumstances when you come to a skinny spot and maybe another car meets you at that bottleneck. So come along if you're curious. I'll give you a bit of ideas, and I want to point out one thing that I find pretty interesting about here, one of these specific signs I've seen here. So one thing you'll notice about driving in Malta is the vehicles are all right-hand drive. So Malta is of course was a British territory, and so the vehicles are right-hand drive. This particular vehicle we are driving is right-hand drive and manual. So having not driven right-hand before, it was quite challenging when we first got here, when we first got this rental car. But after a couple of days of driving, you know, it was well enough to adapt to. So here's an example. The roads, I don't know if you saw those cars that just came by, but it bottlenecks pretty good in here. I'll show you a bit up here in a minute, another example of that as well. So this car is actually just pulled over for us because basically this is a two-way street, but there isn't room for both of us, so that car had just pulled over, and there's actually a bus coming. So what I'll do is I'll yield to the bus here. I'm not sure what that guy ahead of me is gonna do, but I'm gonna yield here to the bus, and that guy's up there, actually he's gonna yield to the bus on the left. And if you'll see here, I'm just sitting here waiting, and then the bus and the vehicles that are behind the bus, well, I guess the vehicle that was behind the bus turned, but oh, there we go, there's a couple cars. So now the bus will go by, and now once they go by, I'll continue on my way. And that's basically how it works. You just gotta read the situation and give right away when you think it's necessary, or if you see a inlet that will allow you to pull over and them to pass, take the inlet. All right, I had to park and walk back because I saw one of the really cool signs I wanted to show you. This one isn't exactly the one I've been seeing, but it's even better. So check this out. They have hedgehog crossing signs. So this is a little family of hedgehogs, and usually it's a sign that just has one little hedgehog, and you can see that it's crossing the road basically. I'll try to find one of those as well. So driving here can be really enjoyable. In fact, if you rent a car, you of course are going to see more sites than you would be able to had you not. Yes, you can get to a majority of the sites that you would want to see by public bus and or by tour bus, but currently those options aren't always the best, and nor are a lot of them open. Another awesome thing about driving here is that you can just stop. I'm going to stick the camera out the window and show you that you can really see a beautiful view as you drive along. I'll show you the seas just here, but the farthest island in your horizon there is going to be Gozo, and then there's another island here that you'll see a beige tower on, and that is Camino. So if you just drive along, you can just see these beautiful sights. So you can see there, the farthest island, as I was saying, is Gozo, and then just over here, this one with the beige tower on it is Camino. And as you drive along, there's just such a beautiful view because a majority of the roads are just near the coastline, and being that this is an island country, there's a lot of coastline, and as you drive along, as we are doing today, you can just pull over and see beautiful beaches and other sights. And so I would definitely recommend getting a car if you can. The prices here are reasonable. Look around. We found one place that wanted like 364 or 24 days, I believe it was. But we ended up getting this one for 180, so it was very reasonable. It came out to like $9 a day or something. So if you're interested and you are wanting to drive, definitely spend some time looking around for a car rental. So one thing you definitely need to be used to in Malta is roundabouts. They are everywhere. As in any roundabout, you will just need to yield to traffic. But one thing I wanted to say is be aware, some of the roundabouts are actually 2 lanes, and most of them are a single lane like you would be used to in the United States, let's say. But some of them are actually 2 lanes, and if you're in the right lane, the car in front of you might actually exit left. So just be aware of that just because the car in front of you is in the right lane in the roundabout, it may very well exit left. So roundabouts are very, very common here, and I would certainly be cautious entering to one, as you should in general, and you should do okay. So here's one of these hedgehog signs. I'm not sure if you caught that or not, but there was another one there. It's kind of funny as you go along how you'll see them. So as you can see, a lot of the roads are pretty well maintained and aren't bottlenecked. You will see cyclists, as you may have just seen there, and you'll just, you know, get over a bit, let the cyclist have a little bit of room. But for the most part, the roads are pretty good shape, and there's plenty of space for both lanes of traffic, and you shouldn't have any issues, as I've stated, as long as you just have some common sense, give yourself some space between you and the driver in front of you, and just keep your wits about you. So one thing you'll need to be able to do if you come to Malta is parallel park, because as you can see here, that's about all you're gonna get. So we've just gotten back to our place, and I am going to have to squeeze us in here, and thankfully I've had a bit of practice since we got here. Parking is a bit of a challenge sometimes, but if you're patient and you drive around a bit in the area that you are staying in, you will, of course, eventually find a spot. As you can see, I successfully parallel parked. I did not damage our car or any other cars. I call that a success. No, I'm joking, but I wanted to show you that really that's all there is here is parallel parking. Just all up and down the roads is parallel parking. There's not a lot of parking lots, and in fact, I can honestly say I don't think I've seen one parking lot, but we're just heading up to our apartment now. I wanted to give you an idea of our day driving here in Malta, and if you are hesitant to rent a car or drive here in Malta, I hope that this helps you to see that it's not too bad, and you should be able to do it without issue. Thanks for coming along. Stay safe and stay sane out there.